This relationship means a lot to me. I am in love with Carl. There's no doubt, and it makes you hard. I tell him, I am crazy about him. I am. I just need to be sure if that's real. I think I have always wanted to be with somebody more notable, high profile, someone unique.
What's up, Seekers? Welcome back to another episode of Scamfish, sponsored by socialcatfish.com.
If you were to compare that life with what I'm living now, I kind of long for something more exciting. I long for something different.
On today's episode, we speak to a woman named Maria who has been in several online relationships with who she thought were celebrities. Although she hasn't had a lot of success in the past with online dating, she feels she has finally found her true Prince Charming. Join us as we take a deep dive into Maria's relationship with a profile she met on Instagram claiming to be the actor Carl Jung. Real quick, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into it.
Hello, Social Catfish. My name is Maria Mendoza. I'm 53 years old. I have several hobbies I enjoy. Reading, writing. I enjoy all kinds of music. I was single for about 11 years now. I kind of lost myself. When I met my husband, he was a real gentleman at first, very attentive. But once we got married, he showed his true colors. He was very temperamental, abusive, physically, mentally, emotionally, in every way. He would lie to me about everything. I found out many times that he cheated on me. The first time, I got an infection. And the thing is that I saved myself till I got married. I got married at age 29, and I had the infection really bad. And I knew that was not me. That wasn't me. What gave me strength to finally let him go was when I went back to school. I went to college. I got my degree in psychology. It helped me, gave me strength to let go. When I first started online dating, it was at Plenty of Fish. Relationship after relationship online, they were never who they were. My first relationship was Orlando Bloom. And at that time, I had a real crush on that actor. I have lupus, so I get sick very often. And he said that he knew a doctor who would help me, but I had to send money, and it would be $600. So I started sending money through Western Union. But then sometime, like maybe about a month or two later, he called me on my phone number. He confessed who he really was. He was a man from Nigeria, and he told me that he fell in love with me, for real. But I told him, I can't, because you did what you did. How can I trust a person like that? I've been scammed by several people who claim to be celebrities. The next one was Ben Barnes. He reached out to me on Instagram, and he just started talking, but I was just friendly with him. Just friendly. I was surprised, and I told him, you know what, I appreciate that you messaged me and all. So I was, just on friendly basis. That's it. And he said that he liked me. He liked the way I was, my personality and everything, and he wanted to get to know me better. And we did. We talked more. We talked every day and night. But then he started asking for help for subscription. He said, you know what, buy me this card, get me that card, help me pay the subscription so we can continue talking. And I did. Well, I didn't calculate it, but I would send 200 every month for 3 years. He would say that I was not worth his time. Yeah, he was wasting all his time on me and that he needed to get to his career and to his life.
The fake profile of Ben Barnes ended up blocking Maria after 3 years of promising her he would meet her in person. When she didn't have any more money to send, the account disappeared. But over the past 3 months, Maria has found a new online celebrity relationship with an account she met on Instagram claiming to be Carl Jung.
We've been talking for about maybe 3 months now. My feelings for him are pretty strong. He seems very sweet, very kind and understanding. Out of nowhere, he messaged me. He even sent me photos. They look real. And from there, we just started talking and said, thank you for being a fan. And I said, you're welcome. He's Korean and Japanese American. He's tall, dark hair. He lives in Los Angeles. He claims to be an actor. He's going to start a project. He'll tell me, you know what, I'm reading this document for this project and all, and he's anxious to meet me. Very excited. And he just wants that day to happen.
Maria and Carl started to speak every day. She started to become attached to him. She spent late nights and early mornings chatting away with her dream man.
We talk every night before bed. So, we talk about what we did during the day and how our days were. He tells me that he's gonna do his workout. He does his workouts every morning. He'll take his shower and he'll have his breakfast. He takes care of himself a lot. He tells me often that he feels very lonely being in his house. It's just him, so he feels alone most of the time. And he prefers to stay home. He's told me the kind of cars that he has and that he has a large house and all, but it's very lonely. Carl told me that he fell in love with me about maybe the second week. The first week he told me that he really loved the way I was. He loved the person that I am, and that he was falling for me. By the second week or so, he told me that he loved me. His nickname for me is Darling. I'll call him Sweetie or Babe. He just wants everything to be private right now. He doesn't want any problems with the social media. Since we communicate on Instagram. And he's not allowed by his management. He said that he couldn't really disclose anything there or photos or anything because it goes against, the rules that he has with the team and all. It is very hard. I only receive disability retirement. So that's not it doesn't make ends meet. Money doesn't come easy. It's very hard. It's been very tough. And these times it's harder. So like I tell you, even $100 is a fortune for me. Carl asked me for money to meet the part of the fees for him to come over here. The manager, I spoke to her it was through email. It's to cover part of the fees for the lodge here in El Paso and for the jet. They're asking me for $1,500 to cover some of the costs. So I got the email from her, and she already had everything scheduled. She had already searched for the lodge, a hotel, and the date, everything. She sent me everything, all the information. And we did have one argument. I questioned his identity. He said, "So you're doubting me?" And I replied, "Yeah, in a way I do, and I just want to be sure that you are who you are, and you know, just judging from my past. I mean, I think it's very common that I would feel this way, and I just want everything to be for real, that it's certain that I'm not going through another scam again." We made up and everything, and he said, "Look, if once we meet, you will see that I am who I am." This relationship means a lot to me. I am in love with Carl. There's no doubt, and it makes you hard. I tell him, I am crazy about him. I am. I'm afraid that if he's not real, what else? I know it sounds silly, but I feel like, well, then, you know, once again, I'm alone. And so I don't think words are enough to describe how much this relationship means to me. I just need to be sure if that's real.
Our team took a look at the information that Maria provided on Carl and his management team. The first thing we noticed was that the profile that was claiming to be Carl Yoon had no posts or any followers. The person behind this profile convinced Maria to believe that he did not have access to his main profile and his management ran it. All we had was an email, text messages, and an Instagram account. It left us wondering, why did she believe this after being scammed in the past? This had to be a fantasy of some sort. A few days later, we learned that Carl's management was pushing for Maria to send $1,500. We jumped on a call immediately to stop Maria from sending them any more money.
As soon as we got that email, we knew we had to hop on a call with you. Can you just explain it to us, exactly what's going on?
Well, we had the day scheduled for tomorrow to meet. He said that maybe I could send it in parts.
Will this affect him coming tomorrow?
Yes.
Just walk me through. $1,500 is supposed to cover what costs?
The lodge, the hotel, and the jet. And they were going to cover the rest.
What was the reason why Carl's not able to come up with the $1,500?
The total amount they said was $10,000. But I had to put a portion. I tried selling my vintage collection.
Well, I would say if you're going to sell something that valuable, use the money for yourself. Take yourself on a date.
Pedicure.
Nice massage.
Yeah.
Maria told us she wasn't going to be sending the money, but Carl's management was messaging her every day, pressuring her to get the deal done. Make sure you stick around until the end. We'll get Maria to understand this whole thing is a scam.
So after being scammed by Orlando Bloom, right? Andy
Yes.
Martinez, Ben Barnes, help me understand, why would this situation be different?
He told me things that I knew about. He told me about his daughter, told me about where he lived.
And we were even able to track down the IP address of both the management company and this person who claims to be Carl Yoon.
We provided him with a Bitcoin code. He went in and typed it in, and we were able to grab his IP address. And it also came back to...
If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We appreciate you so much.
After a day of game planning, our team was ready to sit down with her.
I wanted to find out if I was really talking to Carl Yoon. I'm hoping that it turns out to my favor, but I also have to hang on to being realistic. So I'm hoping for the best, but I'll be strong enough for whatever I hear.
So after being scammed by Orlando Bloom, right? Andy
Yes.
Martinez, Ben Barnes, help me understand, why would this situation be different?
He didn't move away from Instagram. He stayed there. So he didn't ask me to go to another chat app. He's very private. It was just something different. All the others, I had to go to another app or something. He told me things that I knew about. He told me about his daughter, told me about where he lived. I would ask him for photos, but he always told me that he couldn't, that it was something that he wasn't allowed to do.
You don't think he was maybe just trying to be careful about revealing anything to you?
I don't know. I'm hoping that it's real, but if it isn't, then, I have to deal with that.
Maria, can I ask, does your family know about you being scammed in the past?
My family knew about Orlando Bloom. They knew about that one. Ben Barnes, it was only my daughter. This one, well, everybody found out.
Okay.
I didn't really want that to happen, but it did.
We found that his net worth is about $5 million. He's also been in quite a few popular films like Anacondas, Speed Racer, Magnum P.I. With that being said, why would someone this established want to ask you for money?
He said that the manager wanted to see that I was serious about this. So they asked me for that amount just to show my part. So I believed.
Well, let's hop into what we found.
Okay. First thing we looked into was the email address that you used to communicate with his management team. We ran that email through our verification software, and we found that it actually scored a 90 on the fraud scale, which is pretty high.
So when we searched this email address, we found no digital footprint. If I look up your email on our website, we'll find your address, what phone provider that you've signed up for, social media websites, dating websites. This person didn't have anything at all. There was no soul to the email, if that makes sense.
Well, the first manager, when she contacted me, she was kind of rude because I asked her, well, can you give me a little bit more information on how the payment, how I'm going to pay the amount and stuff like that. And she just sent me a brief message saying, you need to send the 1,500. That was it. And that sounded kind of weird to me. That was kind of weird to me. But her messages were pretty brief, just right to the point that they wanted the money.
These conversations that you're having with his manager, are you talking to Carl Yoon directly about them?
Yes, I tell him. He asks me what they told me.
These celebrity scams are all very similar. The management will reach out and claim that the only way that they can meet this person is by paying a fee, to remove the thought of the victim thinking that the celebrity fake profile is directly scamming them. If you're following Carl Yoon, beware. Bree from our team followed his real account, and this same profile reached out to her, and he used the same pitch that he used on Maria. This account is still active, so be careful.
It was pretty difficult for us to find any current information on him. We believe that's because whoever created this profile intentionally chose a celebrity that has basically removed himself from the limelight. We do know that he does live in Los Angeles, and we did have you send an IP tracker yesterday to his management company.
Through our FU Gift Cards website, we created this fake business to track down scammers' IP addresses to give victims clarity.
We found that whoever clicked on this link was in Abuja, Nigeria at the time that they clicked on it.
We also sent Carl Yoon his own link. We provided him with a Bitcoin code. He went in and typed it in, and we were able to grab his IP address. And it also came back to Abuja, Nigeria.
Okay.
With this information, we've come to the conclusion that this is a romance scam. Nothing that this person has told you is the truth, and it's just not realistic for a celebrity to ask you for money.
It hurts a bit. It does. I really felt he was very different and special. I did. And I had high hopes in something unique, something exciting in my life.
When scammers are on the hunt for victims, they are looking for people that look past bad photoshops like this and poor grammar through messages. We believe that all of these things are by design. If they can get a victim to believe that a photo like this is real, they can get them to send money.
Just given the information that we shared with you today, do you feel like you may have an addiction to the excitement or the fantasy of dating an online celebrity? Or do you think you're genuinely searching for love?
That's kind of hard to answer. I'm generally looking for love. If it happens, it happens.
It just seems like you never really bought into the fact of him being who he claims to be, right?
Well, the real issue is I guess I have a problem. I do. Since it's been very hard to meet somebody here, I found it easy meeting people online. But nowadays, you just never know who's real or who isn't. But it's been very hard for me to meet anybody here. It just doesn't work out. I can't seem to meet anybody.
We have a tool that I want to leave you with. If you do choose to online date in the future, it's called the Unfrauded tool. We give all of the guests that come onto our show this tool. And basically, you'll be able to take documents or messages, copy them, and then paste them into a chat box. Our highly advanced AI system will take the information that you've put into the chat box and tell you what the red flags are within that message or document or identification. Whatever you put into the box, our chat box is able to see the scams.
It's a big help. It is. I hope that this time it's opened my eyes, and you helped me to see that I do have a problem. From beginning to now, I just try to believe in lies. So I really have to work on that. I do. I have to change what I believe, I guess, what I think, how I think, and just move forward. Just move forward and try to reach for something more realistic.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember, all of our new videos go out every Wednesday, so please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, Seekers, we'll see you guys next time.